Tonight, the breaking news just as we come on, President Trump to offer nearly all federal workers buyouts to resign, what they get in return. Also breaking in New York City, the images tonight, the immigration raids, the mystery drones over the Northeast, finally an answer tonight, and 176 passengers racing to escape a burning plane. First tonight, just in, sources telling ABC News President Trump is expected to offer buyouts to roughly 2 million federal workers. How this would work. Also tonight, a federal judge has just blocked the president's freeze on federal assistance funding. The freeze could affect millions of seniors and children across the country. The immigration raids and the images in New York City, what played out in the Bronx, and from New York to Baltimore to Tallahassee, and what Aaron Katersky has learned tonight, what's coming next. Tonight, on the eve of RFK Jr.'s confirmation hearing, his cousin and former U.S. Ambassador Caroline Kennedy with a scathing letter calling RFK Jr. a predator. What she claims, and tonight our reporter asking RFK Jr. to respond. The harrowing images coming in, the passengers and crew racing to escape that burning passenger jet just before takeoff. The major headline tonight on those mystery drones over the Northeast, the White House, and the new explanation tonight. The video now emerging that may show what some believe could be the possible start of that devastating and deadly Eaton fire in Southern California. The surveillance video appearing to show small sparks coming from power lines. The utility tonight responding. Tonight, one of the worst tuberculosis outbreaks in the U.S. in decades. The toll so far and what we've learned. The powerful cross-country storm moving into the Northeast, damaging winds. And already tonight, the images, the collapse of a home under construction outside Boston. Multiple injuries reported tonight, and 4-story scaffolding also coming down in the winds. And tonight, moving the Mona Lisa? Should the famous painting be brought to Italy? French President Emmanuel Macron tonight and his own message on the Mona Lisa's future.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here at a very busy Tuesday night. We begin tonight with the breaking headline. Sources telling ABC News President Trump is now expected to offer buyouts to nearly all federal workers, more than 2 million Americans. So how would this work, and what's driving this? And it all comes as the White House aimed to put a freeze on billions of dollars in federal aid, effective at 5 o'clock today, but then with minutes to spare, a federal judge temporarily blocking the move. That freeze could impact millions of Americans, from seniors to school children. Questions whether this could affect Head Start, school lunches, Meals on Wheels for seniors. We have it all covered tonight, beginning with the plan to offer buyouts to millions of those federal workers. Here's our chief White House correspondent, Mary Bruce.
Tonight, President Donald Trump continuing his overhaul of the federal government. ABC News learning the administration is offering all well over 2 million federal employees a buyout to resign, as long as they do it by February 6th, just 9 days from now. In an email blasted to federal employees tonight, those interested in taking the buyout told to reply with one word: resign. The White House tonight saying American taxpayers pay for the salaries of federal government employees and therefore deserve employees working on their behalf who actually show up to work in our wonderful federal buildings, also paid for by taxpayers. The White House saying they would be paid out until September. All of this coming as Trump tries to root out federal spending that doesn't align with his priorities. Tonight, just minutes before the White House put in place a sweeping freeze on potentially billions of dollars in federal grants and loans, possibly impacting millions of Americans, seniors and children across the country, a federal judge temporarily blocking it, saying it seems like the federal government currently doesn't actually know the full scope of the programs that are going to be subject to the pause. The White House today sparking major questions after it announced plans to pause and review funding for federal assistance programs for everything from free school breakfasts and lunches, Head Start for hundreds of thousands of children, and Meals on Wheels for millions of seniors.
Good afternoon, everybody.
The new White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt in her first briefing defending the move, saying it's needed to make sure these programs don't run counter to President Trump's agenda.
What does this pause mean? It means no more funding for illegal DEI programs. It means no more funding for the Green New scam that has cost American taxpayers tens of billions of dollars. It means no more funding for transgenderism and wokeness across our federal bureaucracy and agencies.
The broad directive immediately prompting confusion, even at much bigger programs like